FM. We're also streaming from the SuperTalk Mississippi app. We hope you know you can always find us, too, on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station, and you can watch us. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. You'll see I'm not alone in the studio. Always makes me happy to have friends join us, and we love to celebrate our queens here on Good Things. And this weekend, Mississippi's gearing up to crown our 2024 Miss Wheelchair Mississippi. And joining us in the studio is Rebecca Sentell. She's with the pageant Miss Wheelchair Mississippi, but we've also got Miss Wheelchair America for 2024, Chandra Smith. Welcome, girls.
Thank you.
And Miss Chandra, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so home state is?
Maryland.
And you received the crown for Miss Wheelchair America when?
September the 3rd.
So you've had it for only a couple of months, so you're still in mid-stride of your reign, I guess you'd say.
Yes.
So that's
almost there.
Almost there. And you came to town to support the upcoming crowning of our Miss Wheelchair Mississippi 2024. So, Rebecca, this is always an exciting time for you guys.
Yes.
Give us a little background on the pageant.
Well, it's a disability and advocacy awareness. We like to call it a competition. And we just, it's a sisterhood, and we just want to show that, we're just like everyone else, and we just want, to be seen and heard. And so that's one of the main things about our competition. And we're also going to crown a Little Miss and a Teen Miss, and that's more of like an advocacy program, so we can help to raise up future advocates for the disabled community.
And I think that's such a good thing, and it also gives young girls the opportunity to put on pretty gowns and to get their makeup done and to sort of be out there in the lights and sort of all the things that can come with, you call it a contest, but it's still a pageant, I think, in that way. There's a crown involved, which is always fun. Now, Rebecca, remind me, when you first came to Good Things, you were Miss Wheelchair Mississippi. What year was that?
It was 2017.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So I know it's been going for a while. Do you feel like it's gaining traction, more young ladies hearing about the pageant and the opportunities that it affords them?
Yeah, I do. And when I was first crowned, we didn't have the Little Miss or the Teen Miss division. So I'm very proud that we have gotten that because, like I said, we're building future advocates for the disabled community.
So, Miss Chandra, you obviously have gone through this pageant sort of circuit. When did you first hear about Miss Wheelchair America organization?
So I heard about it a year ago when I just was released from the hospital, and my occupational therapist told me about it, and I just thought of toddlers and tiaras. I was like, I am not a pageant girl. My career, I'm an IT engineer for the Defense Intelligence Agency. So being in a pageant was the furthest from what I could think about. And when I started doing some research about it and learned that it was an advocacy competition and it focused on empowerment, leadership, and that was my definition of beautiful. So I decided to compete.
And so you got the crown for your home state.
Yes,
and then
I
you
did.
got the opportunity to go and compete for Miss Wheelchair America. How do you, I guess, prepare differently, or do you, when you go to that next step?
Well, everything that you are doing in your current state, whether it's talking to your local political figures, whether you're advocating for your platform, everything that you're doing is preparing you for that next step. So your public speaking, your writing, and so forth. So it's all leading up to that moment.
You talk about the part, Rebecca, getting the young girls in to the pageant and sort of helping to encourage them and empower them. Mm-hmm. How important, and it's not just young girls. I mean, this pageant's for young girls, but also young boys who find themselves living life in a wheelchair to be advocates. Like how important it is for your community to make sure that they do feel empowered and inspired, but also supported to speak out for what they need.
Yeah, it's very important because I was born with my disability. Like Chandra, she acquired her disability, but I was born with it. And so a lot of times you don't see individuals that are like you. And so I think it's very important for the little ones to see that there are other people out there like them and that they don't have to feel like they're alone or whatever. So I think that this can be that for them.
Chandra, being from the fact that you acquired your disability that has afforded you the life in a wheelchair, do you feel more, I guess, a fire in your belly to advocate for and support those that live the life that you do, knowing what it's like, before and then now after?
Yes, it was such a drastic change. It is as if I had two lives. One day I was this able-bodied person, and then I fainted, and I woke up in a world that wasn't built for me.
And that's one thing I think I've learned from Rebecca and all of the Miss Wheelchair Mississippis that's come through here at Good Things is simple things for us who are still able-bodied to think about when we are living and existing with those who may be in a wheelchair. What are some of the simple things that you guys always are reminding us that we can do to coexist better together? Chandra or Rebecca can take that.
You want to take it first?
You can go.
So there is so many things, but one simple thing is kindness. Everyone has a story. You never know what someone's story is. And I always tell people, this is a club that anyone can join at any time. You're just one bad day from acquiring a disability. So certain things that I never noticed before became Mount Everest, such as steps and so forth. So when we start thinking universal, because I am currently serving as a 508 compliance officer, so that's just making digital content accessible to individuals with disabilities. So we really think about it. We have physical ramps, but we also need virtual ramps as well. So just simple awareness, kindness goes a long way.
Rebecca, I always remember you just talking about just things simple like don't just park in the wheelchair accessible parking spot, just run in somewhere. That has got a purpose.
Yeah.
Also, the one next to it serves a valuable purpose.
Yes.
Spitting out your gum can be, it's not just like getting on your shoe if it gets on your wheelchair.
On your hands.
Or your hands. And these are small things that I hope as a mom I've been able to relay to my kids on respecting the space that is already there for those in wheelchairs. And then also recognizing that young kids may be curious if they see someone who looks different. I will never forget, Rebecca, you shared, just tell them to ask them their name. Say hello and ask them their name. And it takes away kind of the the awkwardness.
Definitely.
So I always think it's good to be reminded. Yeah. But it's good to get the word out, too, that this pageant is out there. So obviously you girls are going to crown somebody coming up Saturday. Someone probably can't get it together to get there, by then. But thinking in the future, what are the steps to be a part of this pageant?
Well, they have to be a resident of Mississippi, but we're in all 50 states. So if anyone's listening to this and they're interested, they can go to Miss Wheelchair America on Facebook, and then they can find information there. And you have to be at least 21 and a wheelchair user. And so those are really the main things that you have to have. But yeah.
And Ms. Chandra, in terms of just looking at the bigger picture as you complete your reign for Miss Wheelchair America, for those, what is your message for even those living in a wheelchair, if they're wanting to look for more support or ways to be encouraged, or those that are just looking for more ways to learn how to be more inclusive or just know what they don't know?
Well, I would say find your community. Miss Wheelchair America has opened me up to meeting so many wonderful individuals. So people that can inspire you, that you can learn from. Because when I acquired my disability just 2 years ago, I was lost, but I pulled strength from others. So that's what I would say. Find your community.
Well, I think they picked the right Miss Wheelchair America this past year.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful you chose to come down and support the young ladies that will be taking the stage tomorrow night.
Yes.
And then getting that crown. And then they will be competing for Miss Wheelchair
in August.
In August. And where is that pageant?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So, it's not so cold in August. So.
No, it wasn't horrible.
She said it wasn't horrible. And Chandra was like, what?
It was great.
It was great. Would you think that our weather right now is sort of feeling wonderful? You should have been here a couple weeks ago and it felt a little bit more like home. But I'm not angry we didn't bring the snow for you. So I apologize for that. But welcome to Mississippi, and good luck to all the ladies. And Rebecca, you know the door's always open here on Good Things.
Thanks.
So. All right, you guys stick with us, though. We got more for you coming up next.